Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beach's top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with rulers by lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. How is everybody doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you had an amazing weekend. That jam, what's going on, Army Piper? How are you doing, brother? Hope you had a great weekend as well. Good morning, or good evening, Kasim. You said good morning from Asia, so good morning to you, Kasim. Let's freaking go. What's up, Trent Brock? Let's go, let's go. Song is sick. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot I needed a new track for the show. Sounds and looks perf. Absolutely love it. I appreciate that. Indie Rock Crypto, shout out to you, my friend. And Alexandra G's in the chat as well. What is going on? Hope you are doing amazing. What a weekend. Hey guys, we hit a new all-time high, getting a little bit of a pullback. We'll be looking at the charts to see where we could potentially pull back to before we continue higher, or are we going to get a little bit of a fake out? Also, it's a big week. We have the FOMC on Wednesday, and we also have the Bank of Japan interest rate decision. I'm kind of mixed on that because I had previously thought that it was a foregone conclusion that Japan was going to hike their rates, but it's looking like that is not the case. It looks like they might be waiting until March. Of course, it would be a wild decision if the Fed is to cut rates for the Bank of Japan to then raise rates the same day later that evening. So probably won't be seeing that. I would think that Japan would, see the Fed cutting. They know that if they went and raised that might be a little financial markets. So we'll have to wait and see. Did we midterm top? I don't know. I don't know about that. We might be looking at some more continuation to the upside, especially looking at some other stuff, some more macro indicators, but we'll be getting into all of that. My Friday thumbnail was a little bit off. Oh yeah. You had a great weekend. Good. I'm so happy everybody is doing well. If you wouldn't mind, before we get started, smashing up that like button. It's the #1 way you can help out the channel and boost us in the YouTube algorithms. Don't forget to share the stream out to your family and friends and the channel. Welcome to the Piper Academy Network, where we have 5 shows going on most of the time. So yeah, let's bring up the chat and say hello again to all the beautiful people. Say good evening to all of you. So once again, Army Piper, Kasim, Indie Rock Crypto, Trent Brock, Alexandra G. We've got Wick 589. You thought I've got to get to you, Wick. RS Miller, hello there, good evening, was on another live stream. Who else is on? No, Friday I called 105K within a week. There you go. So look at Piper calling the shots around here, calling the targets. There we go. Let's see. Did we midterm top? Okay, okay, okay. Good evening. Okay, 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 okay. You thought Wick 589. Wick 589 had a very important question on the YouTubes, or not the YouTubes, on X. Said something about moon phases. I don't have the exact tweet, but said, yeah, okay, but can we talk about the moon phases? Let me go ahead and see if I can't find it real quick, because this would be pretty funny. Let's come over here. Let's go ahead and, okay. There's the Dixie. We're doing what we wanted to do on the Dixie. The good old Dixie. Dixie Queen. Dixie Queen notifications. Piper liked it, so that's gonna help me find it quicker. All right, there we go. And here it is. So Wick 589 says, yeah, okay, but why do moons work? All right, I've seen full moons dump, says Indie Rock Crypto. So yeah, why do the moons work? And I said the same reasons fibs work, and I'll explain during tonight's Mad if you remind me. You didn't have to remind me, all you had to do was show up and I was reminded. So the reason why fibs work, or why moon phases work, is the same reason fibs work. It's also the same reason support and resistance levels work. Mostly, it is just market psychology and herd mentality. Essentially, we know that a lot of people or a lot of traders are going to be trading at these levels because these levels are used by a lot of traders. And I mean, that's basically it. Then you get your confluence with, you know, your support and resistance and all that stuff. So that's basically it. It's the same with your fib levels, your moon phases. If a lot of people think that this is going to be bullish, a lot of people might start buying and actually push the price up. To Indie Rock Crypto's point, of course, with any indicator, it always comes with a grain of salt, and you've got to have confluence. Okay, it can't just be, you know, one indicator. Not every indicator. There's not a single indicator that's right every single time. Okay, so just remember that. Hey, LBC fam, what's going on? All set. Morning, all. Good morning, Sniper's Nightmare. Good morning to you, sir. Getting ready for your walk. Probably. When you do TA, can you look at MicroStrategy, XRP, Sol? If you have time, I will definitely try to get to those. I wish I had a pen. I don't have a pen. Let me bring up the notebook. Let me bring up, or notepad, rather, so I can type those down and we'll try to get to them. All set. All set with the levels. Yep, getting ready for the walk. There we go. There we go. So MSTR, MicroStrategy, XRP, and Sol. All right, so I've got them written down. Then a smaller H bar, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to click that like. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start getting into our deep dive for the Macro Monday. Remember, on Sunday nights, we do Macro Monday because we're mad and we go with the time that it is in the trading world. In the trading world, it is UTC time. In crypto world, it is UTC time, which means we are in a new day. It is Monday. So this is what this is, Macro Monday. Yeah, but is the only confluence needed emerging bull market, just emerging bull market plus one single strong confluence equals new price all-time high? Yeah, I don't understand the question, but probably not. It's just a lot of people get together at the same time and do the same thing, and that forces the market one way or the other. I mean, that's basically it. That's basically it. That's what support and resistance is. That's, you know, that's what it is. Macro Money Monday. What is going on? UTC is king. Yes, it is. There it is. All right, so the dollar, the Dixie, It's doing what we thought it would do, or what we were wanting it to do at least. We came down, swept the low over here, pulling back up to the order block over here, and then now we are just going to see, is that an order block or is it like a daily fair value gap? It must be an order block. All right, so yeah, order block, got up into it, got rejected off of the 0.5 macro fib. And then if we can start getting a push down on our Dixie, that will help our risk on assets start to push to the upside, as they are inverse correlated most of the time with the Dixie. So we definitely want to see a little bit of rollover in the Dixie. And we are showing signs of weakness on our RSI primed and our Prime Oscillator Pro. We are below the zero line on everything. Our money flow, our trend fusion, our volume matrices. Volume matrix is a little green. Of course, this is on the TVC. I need to bring in capital com so we can bring in our volume. So this, oh, look what I drew up on here. Look at that. Getting a little bit of a hold on top of here, maybe. But if it loses this, this will down. So I'll be watching that. Of course, this could also be this right here. Turn this magnet off. This could be this right here. Right here. Just drawing it up a little bit early. And when we get these megaphones like this, these are typical. And yeah, so I would still lean bearish on the Dixie. I think I even said that it could come up higher and create that megaphone pattern, and I would still be looking for lower down here. So if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I said those were our two options. It was either we were already flat and we were going to push higher, or we're going into a megaphone pattern and we could push lower. So I still lean more towards downside for the Dixie, especially considering we're going to be getting another rate cut on Wednesday. So with that, we can think bullish sentiment, at least for the first half of the week. Then we'll have to see. Then I think it gets a little tricky after that first half of the week, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's go over to the euro, take a look at the euro. Why do we want to look at the euro? Well, because if the euro is bullish and the euro makes up more than 50% of the Dixie, because the Dixie is a basket of fiat currencies, of the dollar versus these fiat currencies, the euro, the Aussie dollar, the British pound, the Canadian dollar, and the Japanese yen are all part of, or what make up the Dixie. So that's why I have them listed out right here. If I remove the chat, you can see it. Get rid of that. So right here, I've got them all listed out right here, all under the Dixie. This is my trading home, okay? This is what if you want to become a successful trader, you need to be organized, okay? You need to get your groups together, you need to get your watch list together, and you need to become organized. This one right here, this is my trading home. I've got Forex, which is mostly just, I'm just watching the dollar and it's, or the Dixie and everything that's in it that makes up the Dixie. And I've got my crypto, I've got just my main Bitcoin and Ethereum, my two large market caps, and then all of my totals and all of that stuff, and even USDT dominance. I need to add USDC dominance in here as well. Also have my, major stock indices, because we want to watch those. And then we have US housing, Bitcoin spot ETFs, Bitcoin mining stocks, Bitcoin public trust. We have stocks, just I've got my FANG in here. And we have, or not the FANG, but the Magnificent Seven. This is what they're called. Then I got some precious metals and some US bonds. So, like to get, a little bit of all that stuff. The less I know, the closer to the bottom it is. The less I know of it. But yeah, so the euro. What are we looking like on the euro? So I was thinking that if we could hold her, let's see, where were we last Monday? So we were up here. I was looking for the pullback. We did come down, sweep this low right here. Oh, sweep this low right there. And now we are getting a little bit of a reversal in here. So if the euro can get that reversal, I was just marking off levels. Let's see. The euro can get a reversal, then we can see that Dixie start to push to the downside. But we also need our Aussie dollar to get a reversal in here as well. Let's zoom out. You really got to zoom out on these currencies. Let's see. So yeah, the Aussie dollar has been running pretty flat for a while now, for several months. The Aussie dollar has been running pretty flat, pretty stable, pretty stable. That's not bad. That's good for them, actually. That's actually good. Running pretty stable. The British pound. Now this is one. Okay, so this one went totally against me, against us. Let's see. Came up, we were consolidating. This is the daily, and then we decided to push down last week. Don't think I ever came back and revisited this since the Monday, Macro Monday. Let's go ahead and take this down and take a look underneath and see what we're dealing with. All right, so we did get a market structure shift. That's what I was looking at last week. And then we came back down here, and it looks like we got into this. Looks like we got a little bit of an order block. Let's go to the 4-hour. There potentially is a fair value gap in here. Okay, 4-hour, not a really strong fair value gap. Maybe on the 6-hour. No, we came down to sweep this low, but we had to get into something. 8-hour. So the 8-hour presents a nice fair value gap in here. Just a single fair value gap. And let's go ahead and turn the magnet on so I get this right on the candle wicks. And there we go. So digging into that 8-hour fair value gap. And now we would want to see a reversal on this. Of course, it looks like we are bottoming out on our Prime Oscillator Pro and our RSI Prime. So yeah, let's see a reversal on that British pound. If we can get a reversal on that British pound, then the Dixie will move down, and the Dixie moving down is alongside the euro pushing to the upside as well. Now this is the Canadian dollar. Don't think it's going to make up a lot, but this is the USD versus the Canadian dollar, which means we actually want to see this one go down, whereas we want to see the other ones go up against the dollar. This is the dollar against the Canadian dollar, so we want to see this one go down, because that would be showing weakness against the Canadian dollar, which means the Dixie is going down. It's what we want to see. It does look a little toppy, and putting in a bearish divergence here on our trend fusion and our RSI prime, and even on a higher time frame, there would likely be a bearish divergence. Let's go ahead and go to the daily. Yeah, we're looking very bearish divergency here on the USD CAD. This is what we were looking for on the year. Getting up into this order block right here, sitting here at the golden pocket. That's exactly where we are at this moment. So we'll see if it decides to turn around. Of course, again, this is the USD versus the Japanese yen, which means we want to see this go to the downside. We do have the Bank of Japan's rate decision this week, which will probably be a pause. They'll probably continue to keep the rate where it is, and then we'll just, I don't know, man. With the FOMC, with the Fed cutting, and with the Bank of Japan pausing and holding their rates, we might get a little Santa rally. We might get a little Santa rally. Maybe. So yeah, that's the Dixie. That's what we want to see on the Dixie. We want to see all of these gaining some strength against the dollar so that the Dixie can push to the downside. And the inverse effect of that would be a push to the upside for our risk on assets. Now let's go into the star of the show, and that is our wonderful beautiful Bitcoin. Let's go to the Coinbase chart. Go to the weekly. Go ahead and zoom out on the weekly. Let's get rid of our wave counting in here. Shout out to Chart Prime. Chart Prime is an excellent indicator suite. I do enjoy it a lot. Really helps me get a nice quick glimpse of the chart. Oh, I found all the newbies coming in. I know where they are and hiding. What are you guys saying? I'm a fan of XAG. They're all on awesome live stream. Oh, okay. He has 1,069 viewers watching right now. Wow. I don't know who that is, but here he's awesome. I appreciate the returning to Dixie. Yeah. I've been holding my dry powder for lower prices, and I'm feeling FOMO. Yeah, I mean, wait for the big correction. It'll happen. Okay. It will happen. All right. So, Bitcoin, highest close ever. Again, second week in a row, and this time we actually got a close. We actually did end up getting a close above the previous week high. That is good, but we can see we are starting to get show a little bit of weakness, but that doesn't mean we can't push higher. I say weakness, but we're just getting on the very overheated part of the RSI, on our momentum oscillators, on our trend fusion, a whole bunch of overbought blocks, but that doesn't mean that we have to see. That's another thing. That's why I don't care for terms like overbought and oversold, but I mean that is what this is called, so that's what I'll call it. But the reason why I don't really care for those terms is because psychologically they work against you. Because overbought just means that we are very bullish. But it can also mean cautious. Let's wait and see what happens, because there's potential for a pullback, or at least some cooling off. But one thing that I am watching that I do want to point out before I forget it, for Bitcoin, which I should have it over here, but for some reason I don't. Bitcoin there we go, Bitcoin futures, CME. All right, so we do have a CME gap. What did I draw in here? CME gap. Let's get rid of this. Get all this stuff off of here. I don't care for any of that. All right, so you have this CME gap that we created on that little push before we closed this week's candle, last week's candle rather. So if you're bored, buy in on strength. Yeah, be careful. But yeah, so we can see that this is an area where we have reacted from. Got a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders going on in here. Looks pretty bullish with the breakout, bullish break. And now I am just looking for a back test into this fair value, or not fair value gap, but CME gap before we can see potential upside. So this is on the 4 hour, but it could come down this during the 4 hour candle that we're in right now. Just tap into it and then start pushing back to the upside. But with the market not open until tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., this might hold off and consolidate above, create a nice little consolidation range, poke down below it, and then continue higher after the market open tomorrow. Potentially, but hey, we'll have to see what happens in the overnight hours, see if we can fill that CME gap or not. What is a really good word to use in crypto and play in Scrabble? What? You have something? Sitting below us, we do have the dynamic reactor. So we are still bullish on the 4 hour until that flips red, in my opinion. Let's get rid of the dynamic reactor and turn on the quantum reactor. Have it on the fast setting. We should be above that as well, and we are. All right, so we're still looking pretty solid as of right now. We do have another CME gap down here between 77 and 81K. So that is a level that I would be watching if we were to start losing some lows. But as of right now, we are still holding up pretty good, pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at our open interest over here. So open interest, come on. There we go. We're on the 1 hour. Build up, big push. Then we have this big push down, closing some, looks like probably liquidating some longs here. People that got long at the top here. But our open interest has been pushing to the upside as we have been pushing to the upside. That could be longs or shorts, one or the other. More than likely, considering this last little bit right here has been spot driven. More than likely, these are with our perps rising too. I don't want to say more than likely. I'd say more than likely these are potentially shorts. Let's see. I don't know about that. LMA, yeah, that word too. RS, oh, exposure. Patience. There we go, patience. There's the word. All set knows it's just not the position I want right now. There we go. So yeah, let's be careful. Let's just be careful with this. Our open interest is sitting a little bit high. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I want to see. Okay. So this is where we got the big liquidation on the 5th of December, that Thursday. Then the following Monday was the next liquidation event. And ever since then, man, we've just gone, the open interest just increased, started pushing high again. But we're right back in, we got right back into that zone where we saw the big flush on our open interest and on our price. Big flush, open interest, and on our price. And look, see how this flush down right here? Now open interest got a nice big candle here. Then we go sideways as price moves to the upside. And then on this big push up right here, we get shorts liquidated. Then a move back down, we get some longs liquidated. It's not fun being caught in that washing machine. Let's see. Push down, open interest held pretty good. So that tells me that it's likely that these could be shorts that we're building up in here. But what going back over to the price chart on TradingView, what I really don't want to see is this low broken over here. I kind of don't even want to come into this high over here. Right here. I kind of want to hold that. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. BTC USDT.P. Go to the Binance chart. So, well, if this high can hold, then I think we are okay. Because what I'm looking at is the potential for this being a 5-wave structure when this would be the wave 3 and then wave 5 to the upside. But if we start to come back down and we start breaking into the territory of wave 1 sitting at this 102.419 level, that could mean that this was an ABC correction that took out a previous high. So, whoops, I did not mean for that. So an ABC correction where we go A, B, C, we take out the high over here, and then that ends up turning into a swing failure pattern. So I definitely want to be cautious of that. Don't really want to take out this high over here. Since we've come up and taken out this high, I really don't want to come down and touch this high at that 102,420 level because that would invalidate the potential of this being the start of a 5-wave structure to the upside. So I want to see that held, this fib level held, and then we would still technically be okay. So let's see that fib level hold on the Bitcoin chart. If not, we'll probably come down and get a nice little correction. Where are we at? 10:30. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at let's take a look at our dominance. I do like to look at our dominance. All right, so we are coming back up to resistance here sitting at our quantum reactor. We also have this level here that I have pointed out. Might be a fair value gap or something. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, potential weekly fair value gap. So getting up into this and then rolling over would create alt season. So that is essentially what we are looking for on that. Yep, that was the fair value gap on the weekly chart. We did get a rejection that's why I drew this line here, because I was looking for a rejection off of the midpoint of that fair value gap. We did get a rejection off of it, so did not close a 4-hour candle above it. But we still have some highs that we could come and take out. As I'm looking left, we could come out over here and take out these highs, coming back up to that 60. But I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't know if we're going to get there. Kind of would expect to see this reverse here soon. It is kind of bear flagging out. So come up and then push back to the downside. And give us some more alt run. We want more alt run. And isn't that what we want? We want some more alt season. So let's look for this on that Bitcoin dominance. Let's see, our total crypto market cap sits at a whopping 3.61 trillion, looking for that 4.42 trillion. Our market oracle is giving us a TP3. So take profit 3. I think that would be once we get up to this level, that 1.618, that macro fib level, that would be a time to heavily consider taking some off of the table across the market, because we could see our next major rejection there at that level at about $4.42 trillion market cap for the total crypto market. Total 2 still looking good. We got a break above the 886 and we closed above that. I think that's 2 weeks ago. Potentially. We did get a nice little spike down already last week. So, oh man, we got to close below that 886 after closing above it. So maybe some more pullback on the alts. Could be the Bitcoin show this week with some outliers in the alts following with Bitcoin. But it could just end up being the Bitcoin show, as I'm looking for it to push towards $121,000. My reasoning for that is a macro fib level. This is not the chart that I want. Let's go back to Coinbase. That is a macro fib level. Bang, 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 bang. 1.618. That's 155. And that's going to be this fib level right here. Based off of this consolidation range, maybe 113. I thought I saw 121 on one of these. What am I? Okay. That might have been a trend-based fib. Well, we got the 2.618 sitting above us at 113,938. So could be looking for that. Well, I think we'll get that 111,111 indie rock crypto. I think we'll get that. Could get that this week, potentially. I mean, price is still looking pretty strong. Just looking for that potential pullback into the CME gap. Yeah, I saw that narrative. Couldn't be any worse, which means I come in like Pac-Man. Did you guys see? Apparently, people believe that the RLUSD stablecoin is going to go to $1,200 and it's just going to stay there. Oh, guys, the RLUSD, the Ripple stablecoin that launches, I think this week. Yeah, it is a stablecoin. So if it does spike in price, it won't last, and you will get wrecked trying to buy it. So just don't. It's a stablecoin, okay? Let it do its thing, and let the arbitrators, let those people settle the market out, get it right, and yeah. Crypto on-chain sins are quickly forgiven. LOL, did you see the post that Ripple put out tonight by David? Yeah, I saw David Schwartz's post. I even retweeted it. I said, hold on. I said, don't FOMO into stable coins, you goobers. That's what I said. Don't FOMO into stable coins, you goobers. But for real though, don't FOMO into stable coins. Evening chat. Good evening. Maybe a bandage. Let's bring up the chat. You guys are going crazy. This is just catching up. So how about XLM? XLM is doing well. All right, so we're looking at the ES E-mini futures. Let's take a look at this chart and see what they did. We got a tiny itty bitty gap up, but it was in the middle of a fair value gap. But I could see price come back down into this inversion fair value gap potentially before heading back to the upside. Now, the reason why we look at the ES and the same reason we look at the NQ, and which is the Nasdaq and our Dow Jones futures, is because we want to see if the smart money see what they're doing to start the week. And it looks like they are just trying to hold price at this point in time. Oof. And this is one ugly chart. The ES has been ugly. My goodness. Pull up a fixed range volume profile. All right. I want to zoom out a little bit here. Hello? There we go. All right. All right, so yeah, we are sitting at that value area low. Oh man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I need to get some more data in here. I need to get some of this in here. See what we've got over here. Okay. So yeah, this is looking kind of bearish to me. Mostly because we can see that we have a lot of sell delta in here, meaning more sellers than buyers. Did you know that if you zoomed in really high or really far on the volume profile and you came over here, you went to style and you typed in values, I want to see the values, then you can see the values of each buy side and sell side on all of these levels. So you can see that this level right here, this is, I want to say this might be bid to ask. Yeah, it's bid to ask. So that means your buy side's on your left, your sell side's on your right. And right here we can see, since we have 78 buy, 130 sell, that we have a negative delta in this volume candle, which means more sellers than buyers in that candle. Go ahead and zoom out. I mean, it's plain as day that that is what is going on in here. But this could just be setting up for a nice little, I mean, this could just be wrapping up a correction for the ES. Let's go ahead and pull, there it is, a parallel channel. It's not exactly what I was looking at. It might work. All right, so yeah. Support, fell through, came down, used as resistance, come down, support, push all the way back to the upside, find resistance, then come back down, get a bounce off the midpoint, come up short of the reclaiming the highs over here, and then pushing back to the downside. So creating a bearish lower low in this move right here. So put in the low, high, and then a lower low. And now we got to see if it can come back up and reclaim this high, or if it is going to reject here and create a new low. So the ES at this point in time, I think, is looking kind of weak. Everything's below the zero line on our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus, and everything is below the zero line on our RSI Prime. So the ES is looking kind of weak, so we could be seeing a little bit of a pullback in that as well, alongside the old Bitcoin. Man, the NASDAQ just continues to push higher and higher. Tech stocks just keep going a little bit insane. Of course, with the quantum chip coming out by Google, we now have Alphabet moving to the upside. So what do you expect? So and that's going to be the next thing, guys. It's going to be this quantum chips. So if you are into stocks, I'd start looking into anybody that creates or is involved with quantum anything, which is probably going to be a lot of your top tech stocks, your Teslas, your Apples. We all know Apple has a quantum computer that they've got, but man, I thought you had to have like this crazy like cryo chamber, you know, freeze thing. So I don't even know how the processing chip, the Willow chip for Google, even works. I guess I could Google it. I'll probably chat GPT it, figure that out. But yeah, so NASDAQ looking a little overheated. Could be getting a pullback on that as well. And the Dow has just been looking pretty terrible the last week in general. But man, is this not, does this not look juicy? This looks like it might just freaking rip, just wreck all these people in here. Oh man, that might just rip. So it might be the Dow Jones's turn. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's take a look at our Russell 2000. Also getting that push down. Manufacturing is taking a little bit of a hit, but if we once that CHIPS Act really starts getting in place, you know, we're getting a lot of the infrastructure put in place. You know, with NVIDIA and just chips manufacturing in general, that'll help with our AI processors and our Google and or our quantum chip processing. So chips. Put all your chips on the table. Let's go. What's going on? First man, you're not last. Hey, if you're not first, you're last. So you're first, man. Yo, LBC, what you think about all the antitrust lawsuits against Alphabet just shortly before Willow news? Yeah, well, you know, Alphabet's gonna alphabet. They're gonna do what they do. Speaking of quantum chips, they opened 4 quads and opening 5 more quads up here in A for AI chips. So there you go. It's going. It's doing it, man. Telling you. BlackRock do what it want. Welcome to Planet BlackRock. Yeah, that's for sure. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC. There you go. RS Miller throwing out the tickers. Give them a look. All right. Not financial advice. I'm just saying give them a look. That's all I'm saying. Is just give them a look. I've got 14 minutes in here, so let's go ahead and go over to some of the requests. So, just to wrap things up on the macros part, we see a weakening Dixie, weakening dollar, with the FOMC rate decision coming in this week on Wednesday. We could see some big moves in the market this week. I would expect a lot of volatility, so be careful. And let's see what Monday brings us, and then we'll get even deeper into where we think we're gonna go on Wednesday. Do you check on meme coins? Sometimes, but right now we're going to get to the stuff that has already been requested, and let's start with the MicroStrategy. And it is MicroStrategy? Yes, it's not MicroStrategies. Okay, just had to make sure. So yep, last week I pointed this out. I said potentially, no, this isn't last week. This is like a freaking, wait, when is this? All the way in November. Push down. This has looked like what we've been doing in here. So we're just basically looking for more upside, I think, on the MicroStrategy. I think I think it got officially listed in the Nasdaq in the QQQ top 100. So that's pretty bullish for the MicroStrategy strategy, the Bitcoin strategy. And with Bitcoin popping off and closing higher this week, that could induce a bunch of MicroStrategy buyers. We are sitting above the zero line on our Prime Oscillator Pro Plus and our RSI primed. We are starting to turn real green on our power bar and our money flow, and True 7 are also in the green as well. So momentum is on the bull side for the MicroStrategy. We do have that resistance, that high up there sitting at 538. If we can break through that, then I would be looking for that 2.618 sitting at 871.11 for MicroStrategies. That is what I would be looking for on that. Potentially, if Bitcoin is to see some kind of sell-off this week, then potentially we could see this turn into a three-legged corrective move down here and tap that quantum reactor before we start pushing back to the upside. So I'm still on the bull side more broadly, but there is potential here for a little bit of a cool off after we get a little bit of a move to the upside. I think we could see another move to the upside. We don't have a gap over here, but potentially, let's go down to the 1 hour. Nice big sell candle here, man. These stock candles are weird sometimes, but we can see that we did close higher here on Friday, so I would expect continuation on that Friday move, and then we'll have to see what it gets into. Let's go ahead and pull up our fixed range volume profile. We do have a value area high sitting up here. We do have a little bit of a volume node sitting right here at the 490 level, so I'll be watching that 490. Nice big volume spike right there. If we can get a push up into and above this value area high, that's the next level I would be watching right there at about 490. I'll just call it 490. So I mean, us getting above the point of control here and getting a bullish close, Friday close, I think that means we could see some continuation at least to start the week and start getting into this little divot in our volume over here on our fixed range volume profile. XRP USD. What does that mean to me? USDT. Bybit. Excuse me. Generally, I am bullish on XRP in general. What I have been watching is this potential bull flag in here. Let's bring it back out to the 4 hour. Potential bull flag in here. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a parallel channel. Bang, 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 bang. A bang, 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 bang. Da-dum, dum, dum, dum. There we go. And I posted in the Piper Academy Discord that, you know, I could see this move right here. And a push down, come down, sweep the lows, and then push to the upside. We do have a 4 hour fair value gap sitting right here between 215 and 223. So I could see price getting down to that level right there and then getting a big push and breaking. I think this one would get us above $3, and we could be pushing towards that all-time high here very, very soon. We could be seeing a new all-time high for XRP extremely soon, within a couple weeks. Yep, I said it. Yep, I said it. Very defined impulsive price action in here. Very bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very bullish price action. ABC correction. And then now I just want to see us start another impulse and start really get ripping. So, yep, XRP is looking bullish to me. But like I said, could see some downside at first before we push to the upside ultimately. Ultimately, I am in the bullish camp on just about across the board. I am bullish with All right, we're back. All right, guys. So, as I was saying, gotta be careful, okay? I think we're throwing out a little bit too much sauce tonight. The powers that be aren't happy, okay? The powers that be are not happy, but they don't know that we have a direct connection to the moon gods, okay? The moon gods say we're gonna go to the moon, and that is what's going to happen, especially if we say the chant. Here we go. Moon gods, please deliver us the gains. Please deliver us financial freedom for all. Moon gods, we love you. The end. And there we go. Now we've got the moon gods on our side. There we go. I'm not muted. How can I be muted? I didn't even click the mute button. Santa Claus attacks. He says, no work beginning 12:15. I have to work, unfortunately, until the 24th. And then I'm off the 24th through the 1st. Yes. Yes. All right. Now, it drops when Sailor buys more. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So that's what I'm looking at on XRP. Could be breaking out into new all-time high relatively soon. All right. One more. Sol USD T. And then we will wrap it up. Sol USDT on the 4 hour is below the quantum reactor. That is not looking, this it's not looking good. There's our downwards trend line on Solana. Solana's looking a little weak, Yep. Just watch that downwards trending resistance, this downwards channel. We can pop bullish out of this for sure. So what I would just be looking for is to come up. I would want to break this high over here and then see a pullback. But man, that would look a lot like just a zigzag ABC before we would come back down and probably sweep this low. And then we would consider moving to the upside because I could see this being the 1 and then the 2 and then the 3. So yeah, Solana. So the quantum reactor is gray, it's not red, so that does mean it's a little neutral, but I would say it's bearish neutral because we are both sitting below it. So getting above that, flipping that green, getting back above, getting our oscillators back above the 0 line, and getting our money flows turning back thick, that could help go a long way. But if we come up and we come back down and yeah, I don't know. I'd be very careful with that. Be very careful with that. Yeah, I would want to see Solana prove itself. I would want to see a strong break of this trend. Oh man, I'd really want to just see something like this. Because if it doesn't break strongly above this trend, we do have a nice fair value gap down here that we can get into. So I would just be cognizant of this right here. Sitting right there at about 178. It's not what we want to hear if we are big Solana fanboys. But potentially that could be where it is heading. Let's zoom further out. Nice little bull flag. So this is why we zoom out. So we broke this trend. Well, let's pull this further. There we go. So that's pretty much a bearish break and then back test. So I would definitely be cautious with Solana. Even though I am high time frame bullish on Solana, well, this could just be a nice back test. Come back down, maybe back test that fair value gap on the 4 hour, and then push to the upside. Could definitely see that. I would definitely favor this on Solana more than anything else. So come back down, test probably the 200 level, and then push back to the upside. So that's what I'd be looking for in Solana is hold that 200 level. Let's hold the psychological level of 200. Hold that, and then push higher. Okay, when I say hold that, I mean make sure that we continue to close daily candles above that $200 level. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me. Oh, bit innuendo. Buenas noches, mi amigo. So they had fewer security guards at the building in Die Hard. I heard that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It is a Hanukkah movie. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not buying more Sol. I wouldn't either. I mean, it's at $200-something, $221 from a low of like, what, 8? Yeah, I don't know about that. So, but anyway. So yeah, big macro view is just, we're just watching. It's going to be probably a tumultuous, volatile week. So just be careful if you are doing any short-term trades. For me, it is waiting for pullbacks and adding to long positions than it is looking for shorts. I am still high time frame bullish until I have reason not to be. Right now, I don't have a reason not to be high time frame bullish, so I will be high time frame bullish. You're a little blurry. So, but yeah, yeah. Thank you all for joining me. Be back here tomorrow morning for Good Morning Crypto with the one and only BC Port Corp, my good friend Blackie Chan. And then following after that, we have the Monday edition of Morning Market Report with armypiper and the OC guy. And then we have Trade Intuition with Trader Joe at the Trade Academy at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. And we have the Crypto Nightcap with TRADEFLY and FD White. And then we have the #1 show on the Piper Academy Network, Markets After Dark, right back here tomorrow evening, same time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, make sure you guys go a little mad on the charts this week. Do some studying, do some back testing, and you know, take the volatile time in the market as a time to hone your crafts and your TA. Okay, so we're getting a lot of volatility this week. It is a good time to do some practice trading if you are looking into getting into trading. If you're just here for the macro view, awesome. But if you're here for the trading, this is a good week to practice on your trading. But outside of that, don't forget to join the Discord. Link is in the description down below. And yeah, hit me up in the Discord. You know, I'll try to help as much as possible. If anybody has questions, you know, I'm there. And we have a great group of people in there as well. We've got Buck, we've got Crypto Trades, we've got armypiper, you know, OC guy, the whole gang, everybody's in there. So make sure you join the Discord today. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we create new content and when we go live. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will see you all tomorrow. Mad love and good night. Peace.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, find out you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beach's top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar